very warm welcome to all our viewers from right outside the Lord's Cricket Ground in London. I'm Shivani Gupta and you're watching our special on the England vs India series, the Grut series. Exclusive analysis of the day's play with former India captain Sourav Ganguly and an exclusive interview with former English spinner Graeme Swann lined up for you in the next half hour. But first up, let's start with the day's action. Everything seemed to be going according to plan for India till the very end of the day when they lost three key, very important wickets in quick succession. Still, it's 50-50 for India from here on. Another exhibition of great test cricket between England and India. Day 3 of the Lord's Test match. Again, the balance swinging from both sides. 3 wickets at the end of the day. Perhaps the balance now swinging in favour of England. I have our cricket expert, former India captain Sourav Ganguly, and our consulting editor Boria Majumdar with me. Sourav, you said 70-30, perhaps after 2 days. What does it look like now after those 3 quick wickets for India?
Yeah, it's 50-50. India 140 ahead. They have to get 250 runs lead to put pressure on England. Yes, it's a deteriorating wicket. It's an up and down pitch. There has been turn for Ravindra Jadeja, but they still have to get to the 250 lead. The first hour tomorrow morning will be important. The ball has done something, and England has bowled a lot better this innings. I thought they got carried away with the seam movement in the first innings and went on to pick wickets, but they bowled a consistent length and line, especially Plunkett. You know, Plunkett, the last test match, first innings in this test match at times just kept banging in short, but bowled a much better length and he was duly rewarded. So from that point of view, it's still an even Stevens test match. Anything can happen. You can lose wickets in clusters. You know, an early nick tomorrow morning exposes the Indian lower order. Although at the same time I feel it could be an option for India to send Bhuvneshwar Kumar up. You know, the new ball is about 10 overs old. And if they lose an early wicket, send in, because he's looked very, very good. He's looked better than Jadeja, he's looked better than Stuart Binney. He's probably looked one of the top batsmen in this series, so they can play around with him. I know he's bowled a lot of overs, but still it's a test match which has to be won. So I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar can play a role, because Murali Vijay has looked very solid at the other end. And if Dhoni gets out in the morning and he's still batting at the other end, I think Bhuvi will be a good option.
So you're talking about Dhoni getting out in the morning. You don't have confidence in Dhoni continuing?
I have confidence in him, but you know, technically between the both, Vijay is much more technically sound. Anybody can get out. Dhoni might get runs tomorrow, but he's lived dangerously today. You know, you could see the one he walked across to Plunkett, which just missed the leg stump. He's been beaten outside the off stump. The Englishmen have found a length where they can bowl him pitched up. They won't bowl short to him. So it's been a struggle for Dhoni on this pitch. But having looked at everything, even if Dhoni is at the other end, I think Bhuvneshwar Kumar is an option to be used very cleverly in these conditions.
We'll come to the Bhuvneshwar Kumar's point, Boria, in just a bit. But the Indian tail has wagged in this series. There is confidence in Bhuvneshwar, there's Stuart Binney, there's Jadeja to come. But this partnership between Murali Vijay and MS Dhoni, such a crucial partnership for India, make or break partnership for India.
Absolutely, you know, and the point is 63 overs with this old ball. So 17 overs still to go for the new ball. MS Dhoni will have serious issues with the new ball. We've seen that in the past. He's sort of technically not equipped enough. He'll sort of nick it to slips and get out. But the 17 overs that's still to go for the new ball, if he hangs in there, 17 overs with MS Dhoni in that crease means 50 runs. 50 runs from here on gives you a lead of 200. As Sourav said, 250, I'm saying 275. You know, just to be a little on the safer side, there are indentations on that wicket. Ravindra Jadeja will be a handful, but everybody needs to contribute. This is a test match. Lord's biggest test match of the series. Come on, man, win it for us. I mean, that's the whole idea, isn't it? Everyone, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Stuart Binney, he got a bad decision in the first innings. Do it. Gary Ballance drop. Everything's gone against Stuart Binney. Maybe it's his innings. Who knows? 275, match on.
He should be in the Indian dressing room, isn't it? He needs to give the pep talk in the morning.
We'll talk about what Sourav will tell the team if he was the captain still. But I have to talk about MS Dhoni a little bit more, Dada, because he's a very central figure for India. He's the master finisher in limited overs cricket. Not the same batsman in test cricket. This is his chance, isn't it? If he gets big runs here, he could win the test match.
And you can see him concentrating. You can see him fighting hard. He knows the importance of the situation. He's experienced enough to know what the situation demands. But he will have to bring out a bit more than just determination, because this wicket will require technique. You know, the bowlers will be fresh tomorrow. There is a bit of bounce with the tall English fast bowlers. Stuart Broad 6'5", Liam Plunkett 6'5", Anderson 6'3", Stokes 6'3", so they're tall bowlers, so they get a bit of bounce from this pitch. So he will have to get his best foot forward tomorrow morning. We're banking on him. Fingers crossed. If he puts a partnership, they already added 40 for this wicket. If they can go on to add 100 for this wicket, India will be in the driver's seat.
Let's have a word in about Murli Vijay before we talk about the man who's perhaps beginning to worry us a little bit, Virat Kohli. Murli Vijay, Dada, you mentioned a little bit. He's been a great figure for India. Already another 50 for him. He will be determined to go and get another 100.
Yeah, he's looked brilliant. He's looked superb in the second innings. This innings required a lot of character, and he showed that. The determination, technique. He's obviously a lot more technically correct player than a lot of Indian batsmen. So yes, he will be the one India banking on tomorrow. Ajinkya Rahane was unlucky to miss out, but India have the batting. But as I said, this is a tough pitch. You know, you can lose a couple of wickets in clusters. You're never set. So partnerships are important. There is Dhoni and Vijay. Jadeja, then there is Stuart Binnie, and there is Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. If each of this partnership can add 30-40 runs, India will get to 250. So it's not about just about big scores at this time. It's about batting well in pairs and get India to a 250-run lead, and then England will be under enormous pressure.
Yes, perhaps what Dhoni can also try to do is just give support to Murli Vijay. You know, bat with that kind of frame of mind. I don't know whether that will work very well because it's troubling the ball to him. But this partnership, as we said, is important. Worrying is it about Virat Kohli? I'll ask you, Boria, first before I go to Soil.
I don't think so. I mean, just 2 test matches, 4 innings. He will be under pressure. Make no mistake, anyone, I mean, a top performer off the level of Virat Kohli who sort of sets very high standards, 2400s in ODIs in world-class cricket, got 100 in New Zealand. South Africa batted wonderfully well. All of that behind him. 4 innings and he got 2 jagger of deliveries. First innings, outswing. Second innings, ball coming back because of the slope. Don't worry too far yet, but another couple of test matches, then Virat will start, because he sets very high standards for himself. Just to add to what Saurav was saying, you know, when Cheteshwar Pujara and Vijay were batting, it looked all good. Suddenly those 3 overs, Liam Plunkett, Stuart Broad, everything started happening. There's still a lot of help for the faster bowlers. And with the indentations, the footmarks of the bowlers, especially Jimmy Anderson landing on that danger area, a lot could happen in this game. 250, match on.
All right, Virat Kohli, Dada, there is no doubts about his form, really. He's played extremely well over the last 2 overseas tours. There's no doubt about his ability. But 4 innings, as Boria was saying, the pressure has to build up, isn't it? Everyone was actually looking at Virat to be the standout batsman because everyone expects so much.
He's still got time to be the standout batsman. I remember Brian Lara in 1996 when he came here. West Indies were playing a 6-test series. You know, just after we finished and went back to India, they came and played a 6-test series, and Lara didn't get a single run in the first 3 test matches of the series, and then went on to get 3 back-to-back hundreds in the 4th, 5th and the 6th test. So I'm not too worried about Virat Kohli. It's just a matter of time. I hope he keeps working hard at his game. I hope he keeps practicing. One thing which I just want to bring to your notice, you know, if you've been watching the cricket, if we've been watching the footage on television, there was certain footage of Virat Kohli leaving deliveries outside off stump with Duncan Fletcher standing behind in the practice. Now, he's not that kind of a player. He's not a Cheteshwar Pujara who will probably look to leave deliveries outside off stump. You cannot go with the mindset of leaving deliveries outside the off stump. You have to look to play, and then when it's pitched outside, you leave. I hope he does not get into it. It's just a concern, and I'm not saying that he's doing that. It's just a concern because he's someone who wants the ball to hit the bat. He's not someone who would leave and then tire the bowlers out, and then he's a stroke maker. So he's probably got to get his mindset right. He's India's future, so I'm not even worried about Virat Kohli, not even thinking of anything else. He has to get runs for himself and the team. If India has to win this series, Virat Kohli has to perform well with the other players. So in terms of, if you're asking about the position in the team, there's not even a doubt.
No.
Yeah, but if in terms of getting runs, and I'm sure that's going to happen with Virat Kohli.
A word about Shikhar Dhawan. He got set in very nicely. He was scoring at a good pace. A very good catch to get him out, but he would be upset a little bit because he got set in.
Yeah, he will be, but he's got to be a lot tighter on the off stump. Yeah. In these conditions, in England, South Africa, New Zealand, you have to be tighter on the off stump. And when I watched him play in New Zealand, and when I watch him play now, there's a difference in his game. You know, when he plays the quicks, if you watch closely the videos, you can see the middle stump and the off stump. You know, it just goes to show that he's standing leg side of the ball and trying to hit everything through the offside, and he doesn't need to do that because he's such a fine onside player like most Indians are. So I think what Dale Steyn did to him in South Africa. They kept peppering him with the new ball. So I think he's just started to stand leg side because of that. I'm sure Duncan will have a word with him. There are senior players in the dressing room, his coach. He's got to get in line in overseas conditions. The ball has to be played within the body. You cannot just keep pushing your hands outside the line and expect to succeed. The number of runs he got, even so many deliveries just hit the bat and went past gully, went past point. And as a batsman in seaming conditions, when you just look to play behind square, there will be tendencies where you keep nicking it behind, and he's got to cover it up and look to hit towards mid-off. That's a big change in his game, I notice, and I hopefully he rectifies. You look at Ajinkya Rahane. He got 100 in the first innings, hardly anything through third man. He's a good back foot player. Shekhar has got all the shots in the world. He's just got to play close to his body in these conditions.
All right, final word then. Such crisp analysis from Sourav Ganguly. Then, Dada, I have to ask you, if you were in the dressing room at the start of day 4, what would you tell your team?
Just to keep fighting. I would have a quiet word with Murali Vijay and say that he's key. Even if he doesn't get much runs, he needs to bat at one end. Don't expose Dhoni and Ravindra Jadeja and Stuart Binny together, because they're all shot makers. They don't have a technique like a Pujara or a Murali Vijay or a Ajinkya Rahane. So he will be key to India's success. And the first thing I would do is get Bhuvaneshwar Kumar padded up tomorrow morning. If Dhoni gets out, Stuart Binny goes in. If Murali Vijay gets out, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar goes in.
Final words, Boria?
I will say 2 sentences. In 2011, 20 days of the trip, 20 days we lost. This trip, 8 days so far, we've not lost a single day, maybe one in Trent Bridge. You don't want to lose day number 9, and you want to go out of Lords, creating history in that balcony, standing with the bottle of champagne that this man opened in 2002. In 2007, we won the series. We won the World Cup here. There's a lot of history. India can create history. This is their tryst with history. Many of these players will come of age.
Absolutely. Started on a good note at this Lord's Test. There are still hopes of an Indian victory here at Lord's. Now, as we promised, it's time to hear from former English spinner Graeme Swann, who spoke to me earlier about just what is going wrong for England, what has impressed him about India's performance, and just what's wrong with English pitches, which are no longer behaving as the traditional tailor-made English conditions. Listen in. It's turning out to be quite a compelling series between England and India in 2014. India perhaps with the best chance of returning home as the winners of this series. And who better to talk about it than one man who's actually played the lead role for England at home and abroad. Former spinner Graeme Swann with me to talk about this series. Graeme, thanks a lot for talking to us. First up, many experts from India and England feel this is India's best chance to win a series in England. How would you respond?
I think that's a very astute comment. India are out bowling England at the minute. They're putting the ball in the right place more often. The English wickets just don't play the same as they used to. They're not the green seamers that England are used to, that Jimmy Anderson and Stuart Broad thrive on. So I think where India are missing a trick at the minute is they're not playing Ashwin, Ravindra Ashwin. They should really get him in the team, because with 2 spinners, with Jadeja and Ashwin, I think they've got a much better chance of taking those 10 wickets in the second innings.
Let's talk about this English team, Graeme. How would you compare it to the one that played in 2011 when, of course, India were completely battered and humiliated, whitewashed? How would you compare the two teams?
Well, it's obviously the team's in transition at the minute. Some big players, Kevin Peterson and Jonathan Trott are playing. Myself, I've retired, and there's a lot of young players coming through. Also, the wickets play a massive part as well. If the wickets were similar to how they'd been 2 or 3 years ago, I think England would win this series handsomely still, because I think their seam bowling has the edge over India's. However, the lack of traditional English pitches has meant that when one does come around, like the first day here at Lord's, the bowlers are so eager to cash in that they actually bowl very poorly. And then India actually out-bowled them. Kumar was exceptional. And so it's one of those strange situations at the minute where we had a pitch tailored for the English bowling attack that the Indians exploited better. So I think the team 3 years ago undoubtedly would beat this England team, because I was in it.
All right, but what's happening with the pitches? Nobody's quite understanding this. The pitch at Trent Bridge, and then now here at Lord's.
I know exactly why. All the drainage systems placed into the test grounds over the last 5 or 6 years, they've basically sucked all the moisture out of the squares. I've been saying this for 3 or 4 years. Every ground I've played at, the wickets are getting drier and drier and drier. The oval is now very dry. It spins square when you play on that. Here at Lords is a turning wicket now later on in the game. Everyone last year said that the groundsmen were doctoring wickets to suit me in the Ashes, which, I mean, I thought was quite a nice thing to say. It was quite flattering, but I knew it was a load of rubbish, because I know that to keep moisture in the grounds is so difficult, because no matter how much you put on, as soon as you have to leave it overnight and then the sun comes out, it all just soaks away. Imagine pouring a glass of water into a sand pit. It just disappears. And that's what's happening.
So it's not the English being good hosts, is it? It's just...
No, it really isn't. And that's why I feel for Trent Bridges' pitch has been marked as poor for last week. I think the grounds are actually battling against the grounds at the minute, whereas they're so used to having, knowing how the wicket's going to play, knowing how much water to put on, how it will react. These days they're scratching their heads because all the water's disappearing. It's a constant battle to keep water and keep water and keep... This wicket started wet almost 2 days ago, and it's bone dry now because the water's just getting sucked away.
And it's also the temperatures in London right now, the hot baking sun. So the temperatures on the pitch turning out to be to India's advantage. That is one good news. But do you feel, Graham, the English team is just unravelling a little bit, especially since Australia, you were part of that. Yeah. What's happening with the English team?
Well, it's a team in transition. I don't think it's unravelling now. I think it already unravelled in Australia. It's a team with a new coach. The captain's in a beleaguered position at the minute where he's having a lot of people questioning him. He needs to forget all about that and just concentrate on scoring runs, and then everything else will take care of itself. That's
exactly what Saurav Ganguly, who's our expert here at Headlines Today, said as well, that Alistair Cook is taking too much pressure. He needs to forget about what everyone else is doing and just do his job.
Completely. And I hope he's doing that. I know Alistair very well, and he's a very stubborn individual, and he won't be listening, but the more people who bang a drum, the louder the noise, and I think there's too much banging, especially the English press. We're very much like the Indian press. When India do badly, they all round on Dhoni, MS Dhoni. When England do badly, we all round on Alistair Cook. And I think it's a real shame because those who truly want England to be #1 in the world again, to get back to where we were, would be far more constructive in their criticism and far, looking for ways that we can improve rather than just browbeating them. And that's what's happening at the moment, unfortunately.
I think that's a backhanded comment towards the media. But final comment from Graham Swan. Graham, what has impressed you the most about this Indian team so far? This is also a young team. The bowling side is fairly inexperienced, Ishant Sharma being the most experienced of the lot. What has impressed you the most in both the batting and the bowling, and of course MS Dhoni as captain?
Well, yeah, it's the young batsmen. Rahan's 100 in the first innings here was, one of the finest knocks I've seen in a long time. That wicket, he must have seen the wicket on the first day, and it felt like batting on the moon. That must have looked so alien to him. Because I'll freely admit, I want to see Virat Kohli bat. He's my favourite batsman to watch in the world, not to bowl at, but to watch. And he's not really fired yet. And Dhawan as well, who I think is a wonderful player, and he's not fired either. So the two guys I thought would be the linchpins of the Indian batting turned out to be the guys who aren't really contributing at the minute, and yet India is still scoring some good runs. So yeah, the young Indian batsmen have been very impressive so far.
Still lots to play for both sides. England have a lot to prove. India could be in with their chance to win a test match at Lords. Time for me to take your leave. With camera person Kashif Siddiqui in London, I'm Shivani Gupta. We'll keep getting you the latest right here from London. Keep watching Headlines Today.